Welcome. You're watching Nataraj TV Media Talk Time, and we have as guest Dr. Anil Mehta, Ayurvedic doctor and director of the AGN Clinic in The Hague. Welcome in our program.
Thank you. Thank you for your interest in Ayurveda.
Yeah, Dr. Mehta, we are going to talk about the theme rheumatism and Ayurveda. Can you tell something about how Ayurveda looks at this disease?
Yeah, you see, rheumatism is a medical condition with inflammation and pain in our joints.
Yeah.
So it means that patient can't do much with his hands. It starts mostly with the hands. And patient can't type, he can't write. It means totally functional disorder. And pain is so severe, it looks like that scorpion is biting.
Oh, okay.
So it's so severe.
Yeah.
So he goes to a doctor with a request to remove his pain. He's not bothered that how he can cure this, but mostly because pain and functional disorder is too much.
Yeah.
So he's only interested that pain should be away.
Yeah.
So that he can function again. Pain should not be there.
Yeah, that's one main details of rheumatism.
Yeah, it's a rheumatoid arthritis.
Arthritis, yeah.
It is, of course, is of 100 type of rheumatism. But I will be discussing more what quite often we happen to see.
Okay. So if we look in Western society, not only in Europe, but also in America, let's say more than 2 million grown-up children, thousands of children, they have rheumatism.
Yeah.
So how does, let's say, you can treat these kind of problems?
You see, first of all, we have to understand that rheumatism is disease of the metabolism. It's metabolism fault. Stuff whatsoever we eat is not converting into the body tissue.
Okay.
So it's a metabolism fault.
Okay.
So earlier, in 50 or 100 years ago, people were eating at home, and for toilet they had to go outside.
Yeah.
But now it's totally different.
Yeah, a long time back, they didn't have a toilet in the home.
Yes. And now it's totally different. People eat outside, and in every bedroom they have got toilets. So food play a very, very important role in this.
Okay.
So food should be fresh. It should be combined well. And people eat outside, it means that pre-cooked food.
Yeah.
And it's not according to their constitution cooked food. So it can be a total different type of proteins mixed together.
Yeah.
So different type of fats, what they can't have, preservatives. So these are all the reason that nowadays we see that rheumatism is too much people are suffering from.
Yeah.
So if we can help people to detect what their constitution is, what type of food is good for them, and how they can process their food, what is and combining good food and processing good food is one of the major outcome that they can treat themselves with rheumatism.
Okay, yeah. In the, let's say, former episodes of the program, we talked about the constitution and the metabolism.
Right.
So, Dr. Mehta, what can the patients do themselves to avoid, let's say, rheumatism in their life and deal with Ayurveda?
Yeah. On the very first point, we are all different people.
Yeah.
There are different typology. You can be Vata, Pitta, Kapha, or you can be combined constitution.
Yeah.
If person know his own constitution, that what type of nature he has, what type of digestion fire he has, and which food is good for him and which food is not good for him at all.
Okay.
So then that is the starting point of treating rheumatism. So it means that Ayurvedic doctor can help a person to know what his nature is and what type of food is good for him. If he does that way, if he eat that type of food, then it's the first starting point that he can avoid having rheumatism.
Okay.
So person should know what their constitution is. Person should know what is good for him. Person should know what is not good for him.
Yeah.
And not only taking food is important. Also, it's very, very important that food, he should have knowledge of how to process food.
Yeah.
You don't eat food just like that. Food has to be processed well.
Yeah.
So I give very simple example for that. Everything whatsoever we eat, it grows in the ground.
Yeah.
And in the ground there can be total so many insects. It can be with chemical treated.
Yeah.
A lot
Nowadays,
of
yeah,
food.
yeah, yeah.
And I see a lot of farmers, they are throwing chemicals on the vegetables, pesticides,
Yeah.
and they can't, they don't breathe themselves. They know that how harmful it is. So potato, whatsoever is coming from the ground, it's treated with a lot of pesticides, and we should neutralize those. We should neutralize those with our herbs.
Yeah.
Kurkuma, haldi.
Yeah.
Curcumin, what we call.
Yeah, curcuma is a kind of yellow.
Yeah, yellow powder, yellow herb.
From India.
From India.
Yeah.
So you can get everywhere, of course. It's nowadays very much in demand.
Okay.
It's anti-cancerous also.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to say that food whatsoever is growing in the earth, it should be detoxified first.
Okay.
You don't know what type of pesticide it has, and we have to deneutralize it. So it has to be processed. You process it with salt, black pepper, curcumin, and a lot of herbs we use. Herbs we are not using just for the taste.
Yeah.
It has got its effect on the processing.
Yeah.
That way we make that easy available for our body tissue.
So one of the main reasons is to, let's say, uplift your Agni, your fire, metabolism.
Yeah.
In which the certain constitution will...
That's what I said, this disease in Ayurveda, we call this Ama Vata.
Ama Vata, yeah.
So Ama is a sort of toxins. Toxins are being produced if our Agni, if our digestion fire is not enough. If you take food and fire is not enough, we are going to produce toxins, what we call Ama.
Yeah.
If our fire is quite good, anything you put in that, it will burn.
Okay.
So it means that Ama Vata, this Ama is being formed only if our digestion power is low. Thus, it's the responsibility of a person to ignite his fire.
Yeah.
To ignite his fire, digestion fire, so that whatsoever he eats, there should not be any Ama formed.
Okay.
And second factor, because I told you this is Ama Vata. Two factors are responsible to get this rheumatoid arthritis.
Okay.
So second factor is Vata.
Yeah.
So Vata is very, very, is a principle of movement. If this principle is more working, then that formed Ama will brought to body tissues, brought to our joints, and it's going to stay there and going to infect that joint.
Okay.
So we have to lower that Vata also. So we have to put few herbs in our food, like ginger. Ginger is adrak. Is very good herb. It's Vata decreasing and Agni increasing.
Okay.
With this is sharp, improving your digestion fire so that you don't produce any Ama.
Yeah.
So this type of things what we give our patient so that Ama and Vata both are being helped.
So that will keep the body in balance.
Yes.
Nataraj TV Media Talk Time, and we have our guest, Dr. Anil Mehta, Ayurvedic doctor and director of AGN Clinic in The Hague. Yeah, rheumatism is not a single disease, Dr. Mehta. So can you tell something about this?
Yeah, rightly said. It's of so many types. But in practice, we see 4 or 5 type of rheumatism.
Yeah.
What is quite often people get affected from.
Yeah.
So first of all, it's rheumatoid arthritis.
Arthritis, yeah.
What I told you that in small joints, it starts with swelling, pain, and functionality disorder.
Yeah.
And second one is osteoarthritis.
Yeah.
Osteoarthritis is what we say that cartilages are not anymore.
Okay.
It's in the joints, like our knees.
Yeah.
So I can understand that if a street maker, he gets that cartilage problem because he's using his knees very much. And but if a housewife, develops arthrose in the knees.
Yeah, arthrose, yeah.
That osteoarthritis. So that's very strange.
Okay.
I will say how it happens. So it's because the cartilages are not anymore there. So we have to see why body don't develop that much cartilage.
Okay.
So she might have taken enough calcium in the food,
Yeah.
but why it hasn't converted into the bone tissue?
Okay.
So that we know it's because of the vitamin D3.
Yeah.
If vitamin D is not enough, of calcium is not being taken, so I can understand.
Yeah.
But why it's not happening, that's again metabolism fault. So one should give enough attention to that aspect. So then comes third type of, that is gout.
Yeah.
In gout, we see the different type of protein.
Protein, yeah.
If we take all together, then body is not able to digest all that taken protein.
Yeah.
And we produce uric acid.
Yeah.
And that uric acid get stuck into our big toe, and it makes crystals of that.
Yeah.
And that get infected, it gets red. It's very, very painful.
Yeah.
So that's third type of. And what last years we see, there is a fibromyalgia. So that is not of the bones, it's not of the spirit, it's of a local infection, like people has got frozen shoulder.
Yeah.
So this type of infection when people get. So these are all different type of rheuma.
Yeah.
But reason behind all that is metabolism.
Metabolism.
One thing is common.
So the right food with the constitution and the metabolism.
Right. So if patient are aware of his constitution, if patient is aware what type of food he needs, what type of food is good for him, what he should avoid, what he should not be taking, and he should have also knowledge about how to process food. So that's very, very important factor.
Yeah.
That way patient get heal himself, and we can avoid getting rheumatic diseases.
Okay, that's a very clear point of view regarding rheumatism and the point of view of Ayurveda.
Yeah.
So, Dr. Mehta, do you think that, let's say, living in the Western country, or let's say, if you stay in a tropical country like India, has that to do with the impact of getting rheumatism?
Yeah, and of course, it has very, very big impact if you are living just nearby sea.
Okay.
So there is so much moisture in the air, and we see that rheumatic and asthma, it is in the countries where there is a lot of moisture in the air.
Okay.
So it means that your nature plays important role that where you live. And we have to, according to that, we can't change the weather here, but we should add few herbs in our food. It will treat your body itself.
Yeah.
So I told you earlier that not for nothing we take salt, black pepper, curcumin, ginger, onions, and garlic.
Yeah. So ginger is also very important.
Very, very. Ginger is anti-vata.
Yeah.
It's sharp in taste. It increases your fire.
Yeah.
And this salt has a typical function to do.
Okay.
It's igniting your fire in a way that before eating, it's a responsibility for a person that he should ignite his fire. So how he does, he takes a little bit ginger with salt, or he takes clear soup with a little bit salt.
Yeah.
So something salty and something sharp in taste like ginger, black pepper. These are all working as a diesel on the fire.
Okay.
So your fire is so high,
so
that anything you eat, it will digest, it will convert into the body tissue.
Yeah, to improve the metabolism.
Yeah, we have to take that.
And the Agni, the fire.
So not only that, more important is that no ama is being produced in the body.
Okay, that's the main factor.
That is the main factor.
Yeah.
If we can guide our patient with his lifestyle, with his food, what he takes in, what type of combination he should do, that no ama is should be produced, then we have done more than half the job.
Okay.
So we see that in the Western approach,
Yeah.
if patient goes to a doctor, he gives him uh, antibiotics or
Painkiller,
painkillers
yeah.
or anti-inflammatory
But it's just for a
things.
moment.
It's just for a moment.
Yeah.
Because they can't do much because reason of this disease is unknown
Okay.
according to Western. But in Ayurveda, we say this is disease of the metabolism.
Okay.
If
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
cure the metabolism, then disease can be cured.
Yeah.
So that's why we are having very good results.
Yeah. So Ayurveda in the treatment of.
So that's why we can have very, very good results, because we give responsibility to the patient that he should eat according to his constitution, he should process his food well, and he should see that ama is not being formed.
That's a very good point you're making, and it's for me very curious also to know how the patients react on these Ayurvedic treatments in your practical way of life.
Patients, because we give responsibility to the patient, we give them knowledge about how to process their food, what they should eat, what they should avoid, so that we're taking responsibility for their health. They book very, very good results. So for pains, of course, we have few herbs, what we give. I told you already, ginger, salt, complete food.
Yeah.
And there is very, very, very important medicines what we use, Ayurvedic. There's a harsh comifera mucal, Google.
Yeah.
It comes
from a tree.
From a tree.
From the.
It's a very natural product. It's a sort of glue.
Yeah.
But being produced by the tree, and that is against ama.
Okay.
There's ama neutralizing.
Yeah.
So all type of ama what in our bodies that can be removed with that. Google we call that.
Okay.
Comifera mucal is its name.
So
that should be taken.
So it's a natural product which is fine.
All type of ama can be neutralized with that.
So okay. So Dr. Mehta, can you finally give a kind of summary how the people can be treated against this rheumatism?
So they should go to Ayurvedic doctor first to know their constitution. By knowing constitution, they know what is to be taken more, what is good for them, what is not that good for them. Then Ayurvedic doctor tells them also how to process that food, which herbs they should use. Because what good for me is doesn't have to be good for you. We are all different people. We need different type of food. We need different type of combination.
Okay.
So one thing is for sure, that protein should be taken little less. If you can avoid, it's very, very good, but we need proteins.
Okay.
Then we should take single protein. We should not combine all different type of protein on our plate. Okay. What we do generally, we take rice or roti with meat, that is protein, with milk product, cheese, yogurt and things like that is protein, and all type of dals, lentils, that is also protein. So we have taken 3 different type of proteins at one time. So it's very, very heavy for our body to consume.
Okay.
To transform it into the body tissue, it's very, very heavy. So that way, our body is going to produce ama, toxins, and that is for very, very heavy things for our body. That is a source of infection. That is source of inflammation. That is source of pain and rheumatism. So we should not be taking all type of protein together, and that way, by avoiding that, you are doing very, very good things for yourself.
So it's a very clear point of view of Dr. Mehta, Ayurvedic doctor, and the team we had about rheumatism and Ayurveda. Thank you very much for your clear explanation.
My thanks, appreciation for your interest in Ayurveda.
You watched Nataraj TV Media Talk Time with our guest, Dr. Anil Mehta, Ayurvedic doctor and director of AGN Clinic, Den Haag. We see you the next time.